Hello, hello, family. Um, this is an emergency broadcast. To be honest with you, I don't know exactly what's going on right now, but we're about to find out. I think Cecil has finally snapped the last straw. He's finally pushed my brother over the edge, and Cecil, for the first time in 7 years, I'm actually afraid for you right now. I don't know exactly what's happened. I just knew I was told that. I needed to go live immediately. We're waiting for my brother to come up here. Uh, he, my brother has never come at me like this and in this kind of way, so I'm a little bit nervous for you, Cecil. Salute, salute. Um, we'll see what happens. I know Cecil's been getting really reckless, and I don't know. We're gonna find out here momentarily. He has the link, so he'll be here very soon. It'll give us all time to get in here, group up together. We're our strongest when we're all here together. What's up, State? What's up, Wacky Jackie? Amos, State, what's up? How's it going, everybody? Yeah, I was just working, laying my floor, and my brother reached out to me, so I can tell when my brother means business. He always means business, but I could tell that this is on a different level. So we're gonna see what happens here. We're gonna see what happens here. You might be green lighted, Cecil. I don't know. And they, figuratively speaking. What's up, Brooke? Well, while we're waiting on my brother, I guess you guys can just come to work with me. I got I got a couple new people coming in today. You know what? Something I noticed. Nobody likes to show up early to work anymore, and it's really frustrating to me. Trying to get people to show up on time is like pulling teeth. Some bullshit. Bullshit. Oh, oh, thank you, thank you. What's up, Pac? Guys, Pac is the OG. Pac is a made man. Pac always wins. What Pac says goes. White Tupac sits at the head of the table. He is whenever big moves are made here on the tubes, nothing happens without Pac's blessing. Let me tell you, Pac is he's a heavyweight in this deal. Oh, yeah, not much happens in the in these YouTube streets without Pac's blessing, without Pac knowing about it. Anybody who's just tuning in, my brother reached out to me, and we do have a situation on our hands. Um, My brother's never called for me to have an emergency broadcast, but this moment he has. Let me see what's going on here. Let me make sure he's all right. Hey, yes you did. Welcome. Welcome, Mama. Yeah, I think Cecil, he finally did it this time. This ain't gonna be pretty. This ain't gonna be pretty at all. Yeah, I was saying for the first time in these 7 years, I'm a little nervous for the turtle. Ah, I think I think Cecil has really bit off a little more than he can chew with he he pokes and pokes, and he's really been almost like he's been challenging us, you know. He thinks he can say whatever he wants about these people, uh, the family, right? So here's my brother. Now, guys, I'm going to be learning about everything he's going to talk about at the same time as you guys. So let's all be here and support my brother. Can you hear me, brother? Can you hear me, brother? I don't hear you, brother.
Best.
Here we go. I heard you. I heard you.
You, you can hear me now?
I can hear you, buddy.
This
You're
motherfucker
on.
made a 58-minute stream this morning, you know, because he can't stream around Hitty anymore. Um, talking about
You got your connection's a little bit weak. Oh boy, I hope we can fix this connection, guys. Brother, I'm not getting you at all at the moment. Bear with us. Bear with us, family. RV, we're not hearing you, buddy. At least I'm not. Are you guys hearing him at all? We'll be back. Oh, Cecil, this ain't good for you, dude. This ain't good for you.
we got a tropical storm here, so I may be in and out.
I can hear you loud and clear right now, buddy.
All right. So basically, he made a 58-minute video this morning.
Yep.
If you recall, 2 weeks ago, he said that the video was real because remember we were together. The video was
Right.
real, and but he lied. He lied and made stuff up just to fit in. Well, today he's back to the video's fake, most likely because Krusty did another of the video to prove why it's real. Um, he claims that we've already contacted the girls and that they've blocked us and won't won't back up our story. They're defending him. I have no idea what the fuck he's talking about.
It's never happened.
Nobody's ever contacted any of his victims.
Nope.
I didn't send CPS to his house or to his kid's school. I opened an investigation, which is still open, by the way, and still receiving videos, by the way, of the videos that he makes. Still receiving those videos as evidence. The case is not closed. His CPS case might be closed, but the investigation case is not closed. It is still open. I looked on the website with the code. It's still open.
Right.
The code that the investigator gave us.
Yeah, it's still open. We looked at
Yeah.
that. It's still open,
Yeah.
100%.
He's already established through. Okay, he really doesn't understand slander. He really doesn't understand molestation and why a 17, 16, and a 15-year-old can be a child molester. He doesn't understand why a 17-year-old can be a victim of child molestation because he confuses age with position. Okay? Position of authority over minors, even if you're a minor, means that you can commit a crime as if you were an adult because you are the person of authority. If you are a prison psychologist and you force a 17-year-old to have sex with you in order to get a good report for your parole, okay, that's rape. That's molestation. That's why that person lost their license and can never work with vulnerable individuals ever again. And her entire life, much like Cecil's, is a representation of that behavior. It's shit filled, rent, never owned anything, never will amount to anything, never will become anything because you decided to let your loin be your guide rather than your intellect. Much like Cecil did. Much like Cecil made a video explaining why he did it. He gave in to the lust. If you're 16, 17, and 18 years old, and you are a babysitter for children younger than you who cannot consent, and you do sexual things with them, you are a child molester. There is no ifs, ands, or buts. At one point, you could be a minor yourself, which you were, but you still committed a crime against another minor who was unable to consent. You were the person of authority. You were charged with protecting and babysitting and watching them to ensure that they didn't get into trouble and created the trouble yourself that you got them into. And the fact that you told the parents and the kids got beat for it, but at the same time you got thrown out of the house, leads me to believe that your sister's accurate report is the correct one, which is she told on you and the parents kicked you out of the house. That's how you ended up in the home cleaning business. That's how you got arrested for stealing panties. That's how you got arrested for stealing drugs from the medicine cabinets because you were a pill hopper. If you were a pill popper, you loved it. And after getting out of prison, your cousin, who was nice enough and unaware of your previous crimes, allowed you to stay with him. And as a babysitter, yet again, for a third time, you've molested another child. The theme here is you are the babysitter. And by the way, you were an adult then. You were in your 20s. The theme here is you're a babysitter taking advantage of children that you're supposed to be watching. And that child is still in therapy to this day because your cousin, unlikely with your words, has not blocked me and still talks to me. And you're lucky he doesn't see you face to face. Those are his words, not mine. Your entire family, with the exception of maybe your cousin, is as fucked up as you are. Because any sister that accuses you of something, turns you in for that something, and gets you kicked out for that something, sends her kids to you to watch, and calls you a good brother, is as fucking crazed up lunatic as you are. And that's straight up 100% truth. So when your coworker, your new coworker, reached out to the Viper group because after 2 weeks you're sitting there telling her, a female who you describe as single with no man, seems to be your trend. You like to go after these vulnerable women for some reason. Uh, you told her your entire story of what you've been facing for the last 7 years. She saw some videos. She saw one of our emails. She reached out and she says, "Is this stuff true?" And I said, "Watch the videos and decide for yourself." And the very next day, you're getting the silent treatment. Odds are she watched the videos and determined that you, sir, have failed the lie detector test and you are a pedo. Point blank. You're 100% a pedophile. Your words. That's the difference between slander and fact. The fact is, you've made over 200 videos of admitting to crimes against children, confessing to crimes against children, not just molestation, but going to a 12-year-old's house to confront them for stuff they said to you on the internet. That's a crime. That's a crime. A 30-plus-year-old man going to a 12-year-old's house to confront them is a crime. That's a crime. The fact that you admitted to selling pictures of your dick to Day by Day to, as Hetty claimed, get money for pills because you guys were hard up. So within the last 7 years, you were still doing pills. You and your girlfriend, I use that term very loosely. You are a criminal. You do commit crimes. You're not a guy, a citizen that follows the law. You've broken the law numerous times.
It's child endangerment.
You have broken the law numerous times. Just because you got your record expunged, I have no record to expunge. Nor does my brother. Nor does any of the people that are holding you accountable for your words. We haven't had to have our records expunged because we've never committed a crime, you little piece of shit. You have. You have to have committed a crime and have been a criminal, a felon, I might add, felon, to have had to go and get it expunged. I've never had to do that. And do you think I hold my ID up because I want people to be proud of my ID? I hold my military ID up because I still work for the federal government, and I'm proud of my ID. I don't give two fucks what anybody on this platform thinks of my military service. Not my own brother, not my own sister, not my own wife. Nobody here can tell me how to feel about my military service except me. But I did something for this country, Cecil, that you can never do and would never do because you are unable to sacrifice anything for the greater good of the people around you that you love. And you want to know how I know that? The very fact that your girlfriend doesn't even want you on fucking YouTube and you're still fucking doing it. That's how I know. That's how I know that your addictive personality is more important to you than safeguarding your family. I want to be famous on YouTube. No, motherfucker. I want you to be famous on YouTube. I want you to continue to run your mouth. I want you to continue to get new jobs with people. And after only 2 weeks, explain to them this whole thing that you've been going through for 7 years, so they in turn will go. Let me tell you something. Let me ask. I asked her this earlier before she wasn't on panel. Let me ask, my dear, my wife, my love. You're at a job. Let's call it Amazon fulfillment. You've been there. Some new guy starts. It's been 2 weeks, and one day he talks to you. Goes, for 7 years, Miss Coworker, for 7 years I've been facing these trolls on YouTube because of a stupid video I made about some kids that's not even real because it's edited, and they've been calling me a chomo for 7 years and stalking me and harassing me and blah 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 blah. What's the first thing you're gonna do when you get off shift and go home?
Probably research it.
You're gonna research it. You're gonna
I'm
Google.
also gonna think he's fucking crazy.
So you're gonna Google the name of the person. Let's say the person's name was Joe Schmo. Joe Schmo's your new coworker.
Well,
You're gonna get home and you're gonna Google who? Joe Schmo?
yeah, and I'm gonna tell you about it.
And you're gonna tell me about your husband.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're gonna be like, this guy works. And what do you think? Oh, you already know what my reaction is gonna be. So there you have it, folks. If you're a chomo from a self-admitted, verified, accurate video that has not been edited in the form that he says, and that's the other thing. His concept of what he thinks is edited and what truly is the concept of editing is wrong. Okay? Because he was talking about bullshit at the beginning of a video and bullshit at the end of the video, we cut that. Yes, that's a form of edit. A form of edit. He wants you to believe, however, the edit is we took a whole bunch of his different videos and made this one sit down clip where he sits down and explains why he and his brother molested two girls that they were babysitting. But that's not edited. Those are his words. That's his summary. That's his testimony, his childhood testimony, his confession. Testimony, confession. The difference is one is before a jury, one is before an audience. He confessed. He testimonied his story of the things he did with these two kids. They would do sexual things behind their parents' backs because they were neglected and unloved. He took advantage of vulnerable, most likely abused kids, most likely by the same person that abused him, and abused them. He became an abuser instead of an advocate. That boy, that man, that toothless, drug-infused, scrawny little fucked up piece of shit, Cecil Wayne Carroll of Covington, Kentucky, has never once advocated for anyone or anything. He does not care. He's not full of love. He's not full of God. If he were full of God, he would confess his sins, ask for penance, and rebuild his life from there. And he can't even do that. He can't accept responsibility for a goddamn thing that he's done in his life. Ever. Ever. The only time he's ever had responsibility, and then he blamed it on the boss, was when he got busted for stealing the panties and the meds from the homes. That's it. But everybody, every single troll, mostly he focuses on me and my brother Shredder. Where we weep at night. We cry ourselves to sleep, hon. Did you know that? Did you know I cry myself to sleep?
No.
Oh, that's weird. Bro, you cry yourself to sleep? Shake your head, I can see. If you don't cry yourself to sleep, shake your head no.
No, I bawl my eyes out on a nightly basis because this fucking monster running these streets, man. It's horrible.
He's a piece of shit. He literally, you have a new job, you're 2 weeks in, and you're telling people, which makes me believe the intents and the fact that he was walking around trying to find crack, that makes it more believable because he's already telling us in 2 weeks of a new job, he's calling a woman out who he told his story to and getting the same live reaction this time, live reaction of her response to his admittance.
I wouldn't work with him anymore.
I would go to my boss and be like, I can't work with this person. This person just confessed to me that he has admitted to some things online and he's being trolled, and I feel like it may affect me. In fact, didn't he say that he saw her talking to the boss? Well, I saw you talking to the boss, and you got hushed when I walked by. Because it's a form of, first of all, that's borderline a form of sexual harassment. You're giving her information of a sexual nature that is unwarranted and unwanted. That's a form of sexual harassment. That's a great way to get you fired. But let me guess, Mr. Cherry Picker, somehow that's going to be your troll's fault, right? Because we told you to go tell your coworkers after only knowing them for 2 weeks. Have we heard of Cecil telling a coworker before of things like this and having a similar reaction? What's that guy's name? B-Love?
Mm-hmm.
Is it B-Love? He, within a short time of knowing B-Love, he's sitting there telling this guy of the things that he did with two kids.
Hey, brother, can I tell you something?
For him
I
to be
haven't.
like, to be cool. Bo, thank you.
RV.
Heath, yeah,
I just real quick. I need to tell you something that I haven't told. I didn't tell you this. I talked to you. I talked to you before.
yeah,
I allegedly made the phone call, but I didn't
okay.
talk to you after. But I did call. Uh, First, I called. What's the county? I forget the county that I called.
The town where he was caught.
Yes, I called the county that he was driving in, where he almost caused those two accidents. Anyways,
Oh,
they
yeah, yeah.
yeah, so that they connected me with Covington PD. I
Okay.
got on the phone. I got on phone with the commanding, the shift leader, the commanding sergeant, I think is what he was
Hmm.
called. And I started describing him what was going on. I told him his name, and I swear to God, he stopped me and he said, "Is this?" He goes, "Let me ask you a question, Mr. Carroll. He has other alleged Does this person have any other alleged allegations going on against him right now?" And I said, "Yes, he does." I never brought up anything of any child crimes. All the only thing that I brought up on that phone call was the reckless driving, and I was in fear for the people on the road when he was doing that allegedly, right?
Right.
So, but this sergeant, this shift officer, 100% knew who I was talking about, and they knew exactly who I was talking about.
Somehow
I
that
don't
doesn't
know if
surprise
they.
me.
No, I know, but I was like, oh my god, they know him. They know Mr. Carroll. They wanted to make sure I was talking about the same person, and I gave them my real name. I identified
Yeah.
myself as a part of a group of an internet watch group, So I gave them the backstory, but that's all I wanted to say. But yeah, that so they know who he is, and they don't like it.
Yeah. Well, we know Walmart definitely knows who he is, and we know that the Covington Facebook community group definitely knows who he is. We know
Yeah.
his coworker definitely knows who he is because she reached out. And thank you for that, ma'am. I appreciate you reaching out and asking. We didn't call him a pedophile to her. We just said, "Here's some more videos. Watch them, and make your own decision." And the very next day, he goes live because she's giving him the cold shoulder and seeing him talk to her boss. I would do the same thing. If I'm working with somebody and 2 weeks into it, they're telling me about this stuff that's going online, I'm going to get curious and I'm going to Google and I'm going to look and I'm going to make my own decision as I normally do. And that's what I'm going to come to. I'm going to come to the conclusion that this guy is a dirtbag, a useless, has never been, will never be, nothing. This motherfucker made a video wanting people to sponsor his trip to uh, fucking some gold mining operation in Colorado off of a TV show called Gold Diggers or whatever the hell they're called. And I don't think he gets the fact that these people on that show paid millions of dollars in rent to rent plots of land that they're mining. Millions. So, like, I'll sponsor him for a trip to Pennsylvania. That's for sure. What you think, bro? Should we sponsor him for a trip to Gettysburg?
Oh, what was it? This September?
Yeah, yeah. Let's bring him to
August?
Gettysburg.
Yeah. We'll sponsor him. We'll sponsor him a trip there.
Sponsor him a trip to Gettysburg. So yeah, he is he's a gimp. He's a grift. He's a scam. Nothing about him is legitimate except the fact of his videos where he admits to the crimes that he's committed. That's it. He's a child molester. He's admitted to child molesting. It will never go away. It will never stop. Cecil Wayne Carroll of Covington, Kentucky. Please know this. I I personally vow that I will never stop until I see you pay penance for the crimes that you've committed. Unlike you, however, I won't break the law to achieve that. At no time have I stalked your property, stalked your job, stalked your kid, or stalked your fat fucking bitch of a girlfriend who wants you off the internet? Okay? No, none of those things. And just quite frankly, people would give me and my brother money long before they give you money. Period. End of. I trust and believe that they will give us money long before they give you money. Yeah,
Bingo.
because
That's
what
the
you
thing.
think you th
We
he
never.
thinks we he thinks we enjoy making content about this. No, dude. Typically, first of all, you're defending Tammy and you're defending Cyrex. Both convicted and both definitely did what they did. Both of them. And you're defending them because one's an old lady and one's mentally handicapped. Mentally handicapped people can still commit crimes. It doesn't absolve you of being held accountable to the law. Just because your understanding of it may be limited doesn't mean that the people around you aren't as equally responsible to ensure that you are not committing crimes. In your case, I'll give you the fact that your family failed you, miserably failed you. Your entire family, from your sister to your mother to your father to your brother, everybody in your family failed you. And rather than make something of yourself and become an advocate and a fighter for victims' rights, you failed as a father. You failed as a brother. You failed as a son. You failed as a husband, as a boyfriend, and you failed as a babysitter. You failed because you turned their crimes into your satisfaction. And you tell the story and you relive this story because, like a true predator, you get off on reliving the detail. Predators take little things, whether it's a story, an item. Remember, you used to steal panties? They take items to relive the rush of the thing that they got off on. That's who you are, and that's what you are. So if you think for one moment myself or my brother are going to give you any penance or any peace on this platform, you are wrong.
Yeah, hell
You
no.
can
And
come
we,
back as anything you want. We will find you. Period.
yep, yep, we will find you. And think of Cecil. We spend a lot of time. We've invested a lot of time in you and watching you. We've invested money in keeping an eye on you. Cecil, me and my brother, we're both business owners. Do you think we really have the time? Do you think we want to take the time? Yes, but dude, we really don't have the time. So believe me, we're not just doing this to be fucking goofy YouTube trolls, dude. This is serious. This is bigger than any one of us, me and my brother, and that's why we're doing this. It's how could we not? I couldn't imagine not doing this. Just like you guys, everybody here plays a huge role in this. He needs exposed. We're a community. We are the people. Just because he hasn't been convicted in a court of law, we're the people, and we're speaking up because we're sick of this shit, and we're getting rid of him. We're handling this shit ourselves. The system also failed us because they let him slip through the cracks. Well, he's not getting through again, so we're gonna take
No.
care of this our way.
Your brain is about the same size as your penis, by the way, which it's nothing to write home about. I don't know where you get the fact that women love you. You look like a rat. You smell like fucking Limburger cheese. You talk like somebody with a fourth grade education. You spell like somebody with a fifth grade education. I'll give you a benefit of the doubt on that one. You can't hold any intellectual conversation whatsoever. You can't even hold an actual interview. You think that you think you're somebody. You think you're somebody because you did a couple of rap songs. Um, and where'd you go from there? Nowhere. For 7 years, you think you've grown. You've grown to avoid and ignore the trolls, but yet today still made a 58-minute video because the only thing you know how to do is poke the hornet's nest because it's the best views that you get. You know what you should be panning for? You should be panning for some ivory to fix those fucking teeth in your mouth. Pardon me, tooth. 7 years ago, you had a whole row of teeth. Remember in the video? You were picking it? You're picking your tooth. You're like, oh, I got food in the tooth. Now you have one tooth left. You've aged 20 years. You look like you're 60. You use weapons as extensions of your penis, which I understand. You know, it's not everybody's Italian, my friend. I'm sorry for that. But you use them as extensions of your penis. Whenever you get on video, you always point it, move it in front of your groin. Because for I guess maybe you get some kind of sexual stimulant from it. I don't know.
Yeah. Hey, man,
You
I'm
constantly
just
say
never.
we're you const
I'm
he
just.
constantly says we
Sorry.
stalk his daughter. Where's the videos of us stalking his daughter? You would think something like that, because I'm telling you right now, if somebody was stalking my kids, I'd be filming it. I would get video evidence of it.
And they'd be in jail.
And yeah, they or dead. One or the other. Dead or in jail. Why does he have no videos of us stalking his daughter? Why does he have no videos of us on his property? Why does he have no videos of us at his daughter's school? Why does he have no videos of us at his work? Why does he have no videos of us contacting his work, other than the ones that I admit to, which is Jablon? And that's because he sexually harassed a female, calls his boss a piece of shit while driving his boss's car that loaned him the car from Jablon. Of course I'm going to call you out on that. But every job you've had that you've gotten fired from has been for sexual harassment, inappropriate use of equipment at work, or being on social media, which was against the work's policy. That's not me, that's you. You can be fired for the video of you made of your coworker. I've already sent her the video to make sure she has it. Probably why she was talking to the boss. Because you don't have to mention names. You're mentioning a coworker at work while leaving work about something you talked to her at work about. Yeah, so you know, I really don't know like what else he thinks Scooter is his like best friend now, because Scooter's doing the same thing we did, that came to the same conclusion, which is he definitely did something to those kids. Scooter's going to come to the same conclusion no matter how much he interviews this kid, because the only thing that's consistent about Cecil is his inability to remember a story and his ability to continue to tell lies and not remember the lies. I was sleepwalking, I was sleep humping, I was doing what the girls wanted. It's all a lie. The video's edited. There's there's 5 versions of that video story right there. I mean, I don't know how any more clear I can make it. So yes, we want to be viral. We want people, when they Google your name, like your coworker did, we want them to come up with the videos of you and your confession, testimony, whatever you want to call it, along with the other videos you've made since then. Because it's not just that one video, Cecil Wayne Carroll of Covington, Kentucky. It's not just that one video. You've made numerous videos. Your fake Ghostbox confessions about Kanika Jenkins, about the man that was found dead in the woods, who was at your coffee shop, even though he'd been dead for 7 days. All of these things add up to what you are, which is a lying, scamming scab of a human being. That's it. That's all you are. That's what you're going to be famous for. You're going to be famous for the guy that couldn't get off the internet to protect his family, and in turn destroyed his family, because people at your kid's school are going to hear your name, and you're going to be gloating about how you're a rapper, and they're going to Google you, and guess what these kids are going to find? You want to guess what these kids are going to find? I can guess what these kids are going to. What are these kids going to find, dear? Going to
His
find
videos.
his videos.
But it's not only that, because he allows his daughter to know about it, and she talks about it, so they're going to know
Exactly.
about it too. His daughter should know a damn thing about
Daughter should not know a damn thing about it. Period. And neither should that unnamed kid
Yep.
who you're not the parent of that you put on a live stream. And knowing you the way I know you, Cecil Wayne Carroll of Covington, Kentucky, I know for a fact you did not talk to the parents. I know for a fact. Because you think kids at that age
it. Have a right to
can
get
have a right and can make those decisions on their own without their parents. You're still getting high. Your sniffles are not related to allergies. You've burnt your nasal passage out because I've noticed now that your girlfriend does the same sniffing. You've burnt your fucking nasal passages out from snorting pain pills and probably Adderall and speed, among other things. That's an assumption, by the way. The difference between an assumption and fact. I'm assuming that based on your history. Me stating that you're a child molester is a fact. It's not an assumption. It's not slander. It's stuff that you've admitted to and said. See the difference? Just to educate you. So your final words were, how can a 17-year-old be a child molester and still be a minor in one case and not my case? Exactly. It's a great question. Here's your answer. If you are an adult and you are in charge of somebody, even if they're 30 years old and you're 30 years old, you can still be accused of rape if you force them to do something against their will simply because you hold their livelihood in your hands. You are the person in charge of them. You are guarded to protect them. In that case, a 17-year-old can be a minor who's raped by an adult. On the same hand, a minor 17-year-old who is charged with babysitting 9 and 10-year-olds can also become a rapist and a child molester, even as a child themselves, because they are in a position of authority. When in a position of authority, it is expected of the person in charge to maintain the safety and well-being of the persons associated to their care. Even if the girls were 17 years old and you were 17 years old and you did things with them that they didn't want to do, that's still you committing a crime, even as a minor. In your case, families tended to wipe those things under the rug and kick the family member that's offensive out instead of dealing with it in the way that it should have been dealt, and that's why you slipped through the cracks. You were a child molester then, you are a child molester now. You committed a crime in a state that has no statute of limitations, sex crimes against children, a 9 and 10-year-old. You and your brother are disgusting. You don't have a brother-in-law because you're not married. You have your girlfriend's brother. You're not married because your girlfriend is still married to the child molester that's in jail. And then your last question is, why don't we go after child molesters that live around you that are already registered? You already answered the question yourself. I do not need to go after somebody who is registered. They're already being tracked by the government because they've been convicted, charged, and registered. I don't need to go after those people. The ones we need to go after are the ones that slip through the cracks and aren't registered. People like you, like Cyrex, like Captain Buford, like ADP 445. People like that, like Onision. People like that. People that aren't registered. Those are the people we go after. Those are the people we target. And those are the reasons why we target. Because you're not registered. You pose a risk. You are a risk. You are a complete and utter danger to children. You go to parks with kids with a metal detector and 2 guns strapped to yourself in hopes that the children will come up to you and ask you questions because you get off on children thinking that you're some high, mighty, important dude when you're not.
have guns around.
And you're not supposed to have guns at children's parks. That's why you got turned in by that lady. That's where we are at, Cecil. That's why you're a child molester at 17, and that's why the other 17-year-old was actually raped by somebody who wasn't 17 themselves. So there you go. You got anything to add to this, bro?
Man, I was I knew when you messaged me, I knew it was important, man. And I know that last video, I was laying in bed this morning. He must just wake up just seething. He just must, I guarantee you, he don't sleep at night because of this. It's his guilt. It ain't us. We merely put a physical form to the misery and the guilt that he suffers on a daily basis. Um, Believe me, everything out of his mouth is projection because he doesn't know. He's very unintelligent. He's so unintelligent. It's I've never met another person that thinks like him at this level. I mean, it's shocking and it's scary because he's not intelligent enough to know what he's doing is wrong. What he has done is wrong. It's a crime. It's hurt people. It's affected people. He's constantly saying that it's because of us that these victims don't want to come forward. That's bullshit. And Cecil, if you notice in that last stream that he did, he's already trying to get in front of this thing because he's saying, well, if these girls do end up coming forward, then they might lie and just say, yeah, I did some nasty shit to them. He's already thinking of lies to get himself ahead of this thing. Because when these girls do get caught up with everything that's been going on, maybe they already have been caught up and they don't want anything to do with this thing. We have no idea. We've never reached out to them. I only recently learned their names because Cecil brought it up in one of his videos.
And even knowing their names, I still won't reach out to them. I am not
Yeah,
in the business of re-victimizing victims.
it's not. There's no need at this point. If the victims want to come out, that's their choice. But there's plenty of evidence against Cecil that he's put out on himself. He keeps saying that we have no evidence. Well, answer me this, brother. When you go to court, when you go to a felony court case, what do they show as part of the prosecution's evidence? Interrogation videos. Am I right?
Yeah, of
So
course.
it's basically so what we have is an interrogation video, but there's no detective. Cecil just tells on himself. You know what I mean? Simple as that.
Right. And the reason why it would be admissible, and the word is admissible, Cecil, of Covington, Kentucky, is because in order to use YouTube, you have to click a button that says you're going live and that you're being video recorded. So you knew you were being video recorded. And you knew, based on the TOS, that your video could be used for commentary and response work, which would bypass your copyright, which you tried to do but lost to Irish Stevo and myself, which is why the video is no longer allowed on your channel, but it is allowed on ours. Because last I checked, all the videos of your confessions are still up. Krusty has gone through it twice now to verify its authenticity. And twice now he's verified that it is authentic. You sat there, you said those words in that order. There's no clip in there of words from other streams making you say the things you said. You said those things. You did those crimes, not us. So that's all I got for that. I just wanted to touch base because that 58-minute video, I swear to God, irritated the hell. But anyways, bro, we're leaving Monday. We will be back in Covington, probably 10 days, give or take. Might be less than
Well,
that, but
so we can definitely be looking forward to another RV stream.
well, we gotta definitely go meet up with that detective because he wants a zip drive of those videos. So we gotta give him those.
Yeah. Well, we had dropped the one that we dropped off. I think those. I guess we can just give them multiple drives.
I think he's gonna get them sent off somewhere. I don't know what the police department used for
Yeah.
video video graphics, or what do you call it? Computer forensics. I don't know what they use, who they use for computer forensics, but I think they're going to send them off.
See, that's why I didn't know what to do when I got a hold of them down there, because I didn't know if I should ask for the detective that we've been in touch with, or because I was speaking to the sergeant, but the sergeant actually knew Cecil by name.
Right.
So
I think that was because he
Cecil,
had a gun complaint lodged against him.
yes, yes. And I did mention that too. I said, yeah, you guys were in touch with him yesterday. He was the guy with the metal detector and the two guns strapped to him at the children's playground. I mean, what the fuck?
Yeah. That's why I
Who
carry
does
my
that?
expungement paperwork. I carry my expungement. It's like he looks for confrontation to happen.
Dude, who would ever think to do something like that? I think he's trying to flex in front of children. He's trying to intimidate women and children because, in his mind, anybody that's smaller than him, he wants to bully them. You guys, he admitted he only weighs 107 pounds. My
Yeah, and if you're
12-year-old
bigger than
would
him,
destroy me.
you're fat and overweight.
Another thing, I don't understand why he says the reason I come at him is because he trolled my son. My son has never, ever, ever been over there. Cecil don't even know who my son is. So
Dude, your
that's
son
another,
could whoop his ass. What are you talking about?
he would destroy him. I'm just saying,
My
like, that's
nephew
not the
would
reason,
bottle cap him. Bottle cap him.
dude. He's such a weakling, you know?
Yeah.
Um, and he thinks he's gonna go survive in the Rockies, man. I mean, he's crazy. He's lost his mind.
Shit, I'd almost hope that he would go to the Rockies. Just to
Me
let him
too.
meet let him meet one of those rednecks up there and see what happens. Tell them that story.
Oh,
Tell the rednecks up there in the Rockies the story of you 7 years ago. Let me know how it works
tell
out for
him.
you.
That's right.
Ain't
That's
ain't
right.
nobody gonna find your ass.
That's right.
Keep trying though, Cecil Wayne Carroll, Covington, Kentucky. Keep trying. Let me know how
Yeah.
that Amazon fulfillment's working out for you, bro. I know you, not you, bro. Not you. I'm talking about Cecil.
No, I know. I know. I know.
I'm more and more confirmed that that's where he works because they do work in teams. They have a picker, a sorter, a boxer, a shipper.
I mean,
So
could you
he's
imagine
pick
having to work?
he's probably picking products for her, and the whole time sitting there. Can you imagine? Let me ask you a
Oh,
question, bro. Let me ask you. You have, let's say you hire somebody to come work at your one of your houses, right? And
yeah.
a couple weeks into it, you're sitting there, you're just doing some trim work, and this guy comes across you and be like, "Hey, man, I appreciate you giving me a job. 7 years ago, I was on the internet, and I made this video, and it was a mistake. I shouldn't have made it. And people have been trolling me ever since. And you know his name. What are you going to do later that night? You going to Google him later that night?
I'm gonna Google him right then and there, and he's probably gonna wind up under the garage. You know what I mean?
It's just so stupid. It's like, why in the world that's where I think his mind is. He thinks these things are okay. He thinks it's okay to treat 12-year-olds like adults. He thinks it's okay to talk like that around them. He thinks
It
it's okay
tri-
to treat them like equals, and I'm like, that's not how the world works, my friend.
it trips me out how he has no shame in getting online on a live stream and slandering this poor woman who's trying to make an honest living just because she doesn't want to fucking bullshit with him while she's at work. She wants to do her job. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he
I
gets
think
online and
I
calls
think
her a
I think
miserable
he was
woman.
I think he was trying to get into a relationship with her. I think him and Hetty have an open relationship where they include other people.
I think him and
That's an
Hetty are brother
assumption,
and sister.
Cecil. That's an assumption, Cecil.
I'm pretty
Just
sure the more digging I do, I'm pretty sure Cecil and Hetty are brother and sister.
yeah.
And I think Xander's from a different marriage from Hetty, but I think that Hetty and Cecil are like blood brother and sister, or they might be cousins because
I
this
think it's his brother's kid,
I do too. I do too.
which would make more sense.
Yeah, yeah, I do too. that does make more sense. But I'm pretty sure they're cousins or brother and sister. So there's something there. But I'm pretty sure they're blood related.
Oh yeah,
But you
it
know,
would make more
that's
sense to me.
still that's still to be determined. But just speaking honestly, I mean, those glasses, those big frame glasses Hetty wears.
Yeah,
Put those on Cecil and tell me they don't look alike.
yeah, they
You
could be
know,
cousins.
I'm telling you, dude. I'm telling you. But hey, have you seen some of the shit Caparo's been putting out? Those little in his community
Yeah, the
community
little clips.
page, dude. Those have me rolling.
They're funny.
But the Diddler one was pretty damn good. Uh, you know, fucked up, but I mean it's kind of spot on. But yeah, man, thank you so much, RV. I'm glad we were able to do this.
Yeah, me too. I appreciate you setting it up, man.
Oh man, you know I
Did you
got you,
see the
man.
side chat? You see your mom?
Say that again.
You said see the side chat. Your mom's wrote your message.
Yeah, give her a call.
Oh, I do
I said
see
give her a
that. Yeah,
call.
I know, I know. I'm so sorry, guys. I've been so freaking busy. It's no excuse. I know.
Yeah, you better make a spot for me because I'll be pulling in.
Good, good.
All right, man. Be safe.
Yes, I love you all. Thank you all for coming in. Krusty,
Th- Thank you, everybody.
I thank you, brother. State of disorder, Mama, Cricket, Order. Who else we got in here? Shire. Eyes open. All you guys, man. Thank you all for coming in. Hey, so I think that answers some questions for us. We know what's going on now. Um, damn. I mean, it's just getting worse and worse. But thank you guys. I love you all. You guys have a great day.